Yeah. What's up, YouTube? I'm Patrick.
I'm Josh.
And today we'll be reviewing this tea that I'm drinking.
Are we doing high five thing or not? Real slow. Big weird faces.
What's up, YouTube? I'm Patrick. Because I was thinking, I was like, do we start with the thing or do we, Alright, let's get it.
I have the laughing button.
Alright, that's right, we can just continue, right?
Yeah.
What's up, YouTube? I'm Patrick.
I'm Josh.
And we are Otaku Couch Review.
Yeah. And today, we will be reviewing the 2017 anime Ancient Magus Bride. Which, if it were up to me, I consider the top anime of 2017. Just from a purely aesthetic perspective, this show was phenomenal. It just burst onto the scene, and it was just something that I think the anime community needed for a long time. You know, you don't really get anime of that quality these days. Besides that, 2017 was not a bad year.
Yeah, really. Like, anime of that quality is honestly the perfect way to describe it. Just everything that, makes up the show, every aspect that, you look at when you're reviewing a series, animation, music, story, the overall feel that you get from watching the show, is just literally a work of art, There's no way to phrase it differently. It is a delight to the senses,
right.
Completely. And I do feel like it had felt like a while since we had gotten an anime like that good. So It definitely was like refreshing to have just like something so great. I mean, every single week, Magus Bride.
Right.
You were pumped. You were fucking crushed as soon as the episode was over. Like, fuck, I gotta wait another week. Like, damn.
It was like one of those shows where the 22-minute episode always felt like 5 minutes because of how good it was.
Yeah,
it just had you hooked from the first minute, and then as soon as the ED started, it was like the whole world's crashing down.
Dude, it's actually funny that you say that. Hooked from the first minute. Like, when I watched Those Awaiting a Star, right? Yeah, the first 10 seconds, like literally the opening scene with Angie being in her workshop,
right.
And her little sprite, what's his name? Lou, it's Lou something.
Yeah.
I forgot, it's Lou something. Hugo. I think it's Hugo, or something like that, yeah. But, yeah, just from like the very opening, I saw it and I was like, damn, I think I found a gem.
Right.
Like, holy shit, this show is amazing. Well, yeah.
And the great part about that show too is that you get the feel of the mystical and the lore that you'd find in movies like Spirited Away. Mm-hmm. But that is also tempered with the romance aspect of it because the story is called, after all, Ancient Magus Bride.
Exactly.
But the dynamic between Chise and Elias is so different because, first of all, Elias is not even a human being. So right off the bat, you see them interact with each other, and in your mind's just like, how is this gonna work between the two of them? Obviously, appearances aren't everything, and there's things about what makes up an individual that makes them human that's not necessarily physical appearance, but you just look at them and you kind of wonder, how would this work? But then as their story progresses, and the two of them overcome trials and challenges together, and Elias learns what it means to become a human, and Chise learns what it means to be a little bit more than a human, to be something beyond that, having her Slaybecky heritage.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You fall in love with the two of them as characters, and their relationship together is just beautiful.
Yeah, I always love that aspect of the relationship. Just because I felt like it was kind of it's a pioneering relationship. It makes you question the accepted way that relationships are supposed to transpire, unfold, and just have them. I want to touch on two things that you said actually. That it's reminiscent of Spirited Away, right? It's got like this, the magical aspect and all that.
Right.
Watching the series, I actually realized that there are certain things in there that play into like real life spirituality, like aspects, such as like astral projection and stuff like that. There's an episode where when she's walking around in London looking for Joseph, she's having an OBE essentially,
Right.
And well, at least that was my interpretation. But I forgot the second aspect.
And then in addition to that, you have Simon, who is a literal religious figure, who brings things to Elias to solve problems for the church, and you can take that as you will, but having that aspect of religion tied into this to the just the spiritual, not even the religious, but just the spiritual and the mythical, and having those kind of intertwine and build and help off of each other is kind of like an interesting dynamic that you find between Elias and Chisei and characters like Simon.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then beyond that, the characters that you encounter, you know, besides the positive relationships that you obviously see between, you know, Chisei, Elias, and then Silky, Angelica, Lindo, you also have super compelling villains.
Oh yeah.
Cartaphilus and Ashenai are two of the best villains I can recall in recent anime. Just because there's so much mystery behind both of them. Obviously, you get more into Cartaphilus, Joseph's background the later you get into the story. But Ashenai is just an enigma from episode 1, from his first appearance in the show to the end of the series. And you really don't ever know what his true motivation is. You know, you have kind of inklings here or there, but every time he appears, he's just kind of like a force of nature that they have to contend with, but they can never actually best. And having him as a plot force really drives Chisei's development as a character and Elias' development as character.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, he came in and introduced like one of the greatest, I guess, conundrums is one way to phrase it. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
When that really, if anything, was a significant moment for Chisei's development. You know,
right?
Because it created this dynamic of having to, you know, either be free, be a fox, be, you know, natural, you know, that whole scene, and just like go out. I feel like that moment alone was a very big, like a very pivotal moment for Chisei's, her development, you know, because that reaffirmed the feeling, the idea that with Elias, Silky, you know, Ruth is where she wants to stay, not only where, you know, she might feel that she belongs or feel that it's the only place that she could be, you know, all those aside, it's the place where she wants to be.
Right.
Know?
That's become home for her. You know, like there's a fine line between just living in a house and living with people and then coming home. You know, and then that really takes effect, you know, come episode 12 when she's over making her wand with Lindo and she says that she wants to go home. She wants to be with Elias. And instead of waiting to get a dragon to fly her home, she summons her own magic ability and she flies home. And it kills me because like she comes back and they have a little interaction, the two of them, Elias and Chisei, and then Elias says, you know, welcome home, Chisei, and then Chisei responds with, I'm home, Elias. Like this is where I belong. Like I wanted to come back to you, and that's where she should be, and that's where she belongs.
I feel like that scene with the Phoenix perfectly encompasses the overall feeling that you get from Magus Bride. Because that scene was just pivotal. Pivotal for Chisei, pivotal for the viewers. You know, it was, you know, she's flying as a phoenix, the symbol of rebirth. And that was absolutely Chisei's rebirth as a human being, because before that point, you know, she had never, at least I want to say, she had never really felt alive, you know? She had never really felt any kind of love, any kind of affection, you know? At least that she could remember.
Right.
Yeah, this is also a pivotal moment for the audience because it serves as a kind of restart, you know, reboot to the series. Now, Chisei and Elias's relationship is like established, really established. Like they talk for the first time, like the first episode after that.
That's it for our Magus Bride review.
Let us know your likes and dislikes of the series in the comments below. Personally, I love the series, so I don't have any dislikes except for Chisei's rambunctiousness, but that's another video.
I'm right there with him. I love the series, but the only thing that I thought was that I wish they kind of stayed with the beauty and the lore a little bit longer. But other than that, beautiful series.
Beautiful. Like, comment, share, subscribe.
That's it for Otaku Couch Reviews. Later on the couch.
Hombre, pagadinos. Later on the couch.
Heck 'em.
Heck 'em.